How do I feel about the whole thing? It's a cool experience. It's pretty cool. I use that word quite often, but I mean, it's just, what can you say about it? It's pretty cool. And you know, I feel lucky that so many people wanted to meet me and they want my autograph. You know, sometimes it's just like, I don't even know why, but it's cool. It's cool. I knew after my 50th win, I knew I just wanted to get to 50 wins. You know, I mean, I could have retired, you know, with 30 wins, 40 wins, but I wanted to get to 50 wins. And I started realizing that when I was in the 30, when I was in like 35, 36, 37 wins, I said, you know what? I'm going to retire with 50 wins. Not too many people do that, especially these days, today. Not too many people do that. And I was 49-10, and we were picking for my last fight. And of course, you know, the promoter wanted to get me a bum, and you know, easy guy that I'll beat, or you know, somebody that's pretty good, but I'm gonna beat him, and I didn't want that. And then I said that to myself. I said, as I was walking out, I said, I'm never gonna do this again. Never gonna do this again. This is really crazy. I'm never gonna do this again. And I never did. I got offered a ton of money and stuff, but you know what? If you got your brains intact for a little bit, you know, I'm so lucky. You know, like 60 pro fights, over 100 amateur fights, thousands and thousands and thousands on top of thousands rounds of sparring. I used to spar with no headgear all the time. I was a young buck wild, you know, thinking no one could hit me, and I'm just lucky. I got 3 brain cells left, and they're good. I'm good. You know what? No, because I wanted to get a clean record. I want 50 wins, 60 pro fights, 30 knockouts. I was happy with that, and very happy with it. And I didn't want to mess it up again. And I really did like. I knew when I started boxing and it got a little heavier for me, a little deeper, and I turned pro, I knew like one day I might not remember what people say to me. I might get Alzheimer's or dementia, because that's a big part of it. You know, my father died from Alzheimer's, you know, and I've been getting hit in the head since I was 5 years old. I started boxing at 5. After this great guy I fell in love with, called Muhammad Ali, and you know, so I'm thankful and fortunate that I'm good now. I got some good people around me, have some fun things going on. You know, I got Zena, who's the best, and I'm so lucky to have her. And you know, so I'm good. I'm on a couple more years. I'm good. I'm out. A couple of years, I'm gone. I don't want to see 60. See this, if I get like 60, like Alzheimer's stuff, nobody's changing the champ's underwear. I'm telling you right now. There's nothing else I wanted to do. Nothing. I just wanted to fight. I wanted to box. I wanted to fight. That's all I ever did, and that's all I ever did with my whole life. And my father made it possible for me to do it. You know, I was a kid. How many kids got to go get jobs when they're 15, 16? My father like gave me everything, you know, supported me and took me to the gym, bought me 5 sets of gloves all the time, 5 headgears, 5 cups, you know. He was awesome, my dad. I got lucky. He was behind me every step of the way, right until the last fight. Yeah. So when people ask me that, I said, well, you know, it would have been, if I really like didn't do boxing at all, I probably would have been a DJ or some shit like that. Yeah, something. But I was a boxer. I fought, and I was a fighter, and that's all I ever wanted to be. Yep. And it's good. Some of it's good, some of it's bullshit. Some of it's good. Some of it definitely works. I mean, you know, technology, you can't beat it. You know, the vitamins, you know, they work, they help, you know, certain type of training works and you know, it helps. But there's nothing like, and it's funny you say that, and I'm thinking now about my man right there, Roberto Duran Jr., who I train, who, you know, I love the kid, and sometimes I want to kill him because he's a meathead, but like he does different things with weights and stuff like that, and he don't. I said, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to be a fighter, right? You want to be a champion fighter, right? Okay. You got to run. You got to jog. You got to spar. You got to box all the time, and you got to shadow box all the time and hit the heavy bag. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to go frickin' swimming and you got to do, you know, 50 laps and you get like people get off the track. See, like what you said about, you know, some things and new technology stuff. People get off the track. How many for the longest time, Muhammad Ali, everybody, the greats, Marvin Hagler, his father, Roberto Duran, the greats, they jogged, they ran hard, they sparred hard, they hit the heavy bag hard, they shadow boxed hard. That's what you need to do, because you're a boxer. You're not a cyclist, you're not a swimmer, you're not a football player, you know, you're not a weightlifter, you're a boxer. Box. That's what boxers do, but you gotta box. Yeah, that's a big one. I almost died after I fought Roger Mayweather because I couldn't make 140. I got on and off the scale 3 times when I fought Roger Mayweather. And I finally made the weight 140. I was fighting at 135, and they said, you move up a class, big deal. 5 pounds didn't mean shit to me. And I got on and off the scale 3 times, and finally I made it the 3rd time, 140. You know, and it was just like, you know, if anybody who knows how to get on a scale and stuff, the teeter-totters. And I made the weight, and I fought him that night, and I just could not find the energy, the power. It was all drained out of me. And I kid you not, 'cause I'm not a very religious person. My mother was, my father was a little, my mother was, like she prayed me through fights at times. And after I fought Roger Mayweather, I passed out in the ring. And which was in my movie, and Bleed for this. I passed out because I was so dehydrated. They rushed me to the hospital, and if my father wasn't there, I was on one of the beds. I was laying on there, and they had an IV in each arm for me, pumping fluid into my body. I was on there, and like I told you, I'm not a very religious person. I was feeling so good. I was feeling a feeling of euphoric, like I was feeling like I can't even explain it to you. But I was going up and up and up through not white clouds, not like this wall that you see here, bright white, vibrant clouds. And I was going up and up and up through these clouds. And you know what? I said to myself, fuck it. I don't care. I lost the fight. Everybody was at the fight because Sugar Ray Leonard was the main event. I was a co-feature. And Sugar Ray was fighting for the light heavyweight title against Donnie Lalonde. I was so embarrassed because Roger Mayweather dropped me for the first time. Like, I was so embarrassed. That never happened to me. If my dad, who was the best, who was always with me after all the fights, there was no Lou Duva around, there was no trainers around, no nothing. My dad was the only one who was with me. So the nurse said to her, and I heard him, I was there, and I was going up and up and up and up. And I heard the nurse say, Mr. Pazienza, we're losing your son. He's only got one heartbeat every 6 to 8 seconds. So when she said that to him, my father came over to me, grabbed my shirt, and he started shaking it. And I heard it like, "Champ, I don't care, you lost. Don't do this." And he was shaking me violently. And clouds went away, and I came back down. And that's the only reason why I'm talking to you today. Like further, the WBC has done and does more for boxing than any other organization put together. Not singly, not IBF, not WBA, not IBO, IBC, IBU. Single-handedly, the WBC beats everybody, and then they're not competing with anybody. They're just doing their thing, and their thing is incredible. They help out more people. They help me out. I'm indebted to Maurizio for the rest of my life. That's really how I feel about it. Like, I love that guy. You know, what they do for people is amazing. They have WBC Cares. Who does that? None of them. None of the other guys. Like, the green belt should live forever. The WBC rules.